Just a classic value stream today. We're just going to be hanging out, talking about life, talking about business. Is this working? Yo, yes, it is working. So, yeah, man, just talking about some life and business. What could be better than that? It's just a good day. It's sunny right now where I'm at. The sun's hitting me right now. Feels good. We're just having a good day, getting some stuff done, working as always, reading books, getting a little bit of a workout in, just living the good life. I sound like Ty Lopez right now. He snapped with that, though. The good life principles. I think that was a really good thing that he did. It's good to look at the bright side of things, guys. I just dropped a TikTok, and I talked about that. I just thought about that a little bit ago. So lately on TikTok, I've just been pressing the record button quite literally and just talking about a specific thing I thought about, which is kind of how a lot of my videos go in general. That's why I decided to start doing that. And yeah, and I talked about the positive thing about drop shipping that a lot of people don't think about. I gotta grab headphones, but yo. Crazy, I was thinking today about your old live streams. Oh yeah, we're gonna start streaming again more, so don't worry. Like, it's just been a busy month. No excuses, but it has been a busy month for me. Making a lot of great moves. I mean, I don't want to talk about everything because things are probably better. I just rather work on things, But yeah, I've just been busy this month, but I want to start streaming more. It's a part of my big master plan. So don't worry, guys. I'll be streaming a lot. I just sometimes get busy, but you will always expect a future stream, or you should always expect a future stream. Let me grab headphones quick because I want to potentially watch some stuff. One sec. All right, I'm back. Taylor's vacuuming. That's probably why you heard a little vacuum. She's cleaning up a bit. That's actually a hack. I want to give you guys a little life hack that has helped us out a lot, Taylor and I. So, one thing that's really cool is if you make it easy for yourself to do something, you're more likely to do it. That's kind of obvious. But in the case of cleaning, we bought a wireless vacuum cleaner. And honestly, it wasn't even that expensive. It was like $120 on Amazon. And man, it makes it so much easier to clean, right? Because vacuuming is not hard, but it's just annoying to have a cord, right? Like the cord is so annoying when you're vacuuming because you're moving around so much. Like it makes no sense. It makes sense. That's the only option we had for a while. But now we got wireless technology. We need to be advancing, So that's what I did, and I bought one, and she loves it, and she says it's like so much easier now to clean up with it. Ideas are nothing without execution. Couldn't have said it better myself. Watching from Dubai. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that I can literally turn on my webcam and somebody from Dubai can tune in to watch. Like, what a time to be alive. Hey, is TikTok as good as Facebook ads in 2023, or is Facebook the 100% GOAT? TikTok is not as good as Facebook ads. They are good, though. They're good. But Facebook ads are the undisputed GOAT, in my opinion. Some people may say different, but I think objectively speaking, Facebook is the GOAT. Could I get a quick store review, brother? I don't I don't think so because um it's hard to draw. I want to do another charity stream and I don't want people to spam their stores. I want to get people to actually donate to get their stores reviewed because otherwise if I review your store, I'll feel really bad for not reviewing someone else's store. Um but honestly, bro, like it's funny cuz a lot of people ask people around you what they think of your store. Is there a way we can book a short call with you? No, there is no way to do that. You just have to either join a ChemiLab or be a part of the stream and like type or DM me. Sometimes I answer. I can't guarantee that I'm going to answer. My DMs are flooded 24/7. Um, and only if you're like a client at a Chemi, I get on calls with the clients all the time because, we're partners basically. Like, honestly, the way we work with brands now is we're just a part of the business. So I have to. I'm almost like in their board of advisors, but without any equity. So they're getting a great deal, to be honest. But either way, point is like we don't work with just anybody either. Like we don't work with a ton of people. In fact, we work with very few people. So no, I don't do any short calls. I'm very careful with my time. I like streaming. Some people may think streaming is like a waste of time, but I don't see it that way at all because it's almost like therapy for me, like business therapy. And it's also a good way for me to connect with you guys and provide more value and learn more. I think that's what I love most about making content is not just making content for the sake of it, is learning through what I am doing. I think it's just such a powerful concept that I don't know. I think it's just going to take me really far because I'm like learning every day and I'm also taking action every day. So it's like, it's pretty amazing. Hi, love from Pakistan. Shout out to Pakistan. I do want to say, my thoughts and prayers go out to all the people in Morocco. I know that they just experienced a crazy earthquake. One of our loved team members at Akemi is from Morocco, so thank God he's actually fine, and his family's okay too. But man, yeah, some people are not so lucky. Yeah, let me pop up my computer. Maybe that'll be a little more fun. So funny. So yesterday, I reviewed this store, right, and people are really loving that video. This video is doing really well. People really like it. I like it. And funny enough, yesterday I went to the mall with my girlfriend to walk around and just to I literally only got this white shirt. Funny enough. And I saw this store. I saw this store there while I was walking around the malls. It was almost like not a coincidence. I didn't know they had this at the mall. Okay, yeah, that's better. I want to make sure we can see the chat. Okay. Hey guys, welcome. I'm just streaming for a little bit. Another reason I wanted to stream is I want to get some ideas from you guys on what questions to ask my podcast guest that I'm going to interview in a couple hours, in an hour and a half actually, so not long from now. I want to ask him some interesting questions that you guys would appreciate. So some context on this guy is, I'll go on Twitter. This guy, here, that's actually a good idea. Let me make Twitter dark mode. And then it'll look better on stream. Professional tools. Wait, how do you change this again? Settings, bet. Okay. Boom. So now you can see the chat pretty well, and it looks cool. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, Rob. So I'm interviewing Rob in a little bit, and a little bit of context on him. He sold his brand called Genius Brand for $30 million. So clean exit on a massive payout. And it was all a full FBA business. So Amazon FBA. And now he's doing like 800K. Actually, this was a few months ago, but now it's 800K a month. And he is actually one of the clients at Akemi. He's part of the Akemi ecosystem. And now he agreed to do an interview for my channel with me. So let's ask him some good stuff. I want to crowdsource the questions to ask him. I already have a few, of my own. You've fallen off. Damn, bro. Why you gotta be like that? No. But anyways, CAC is horrible. It's horrendous these days. What are your thoughts? Customer acquisition? Is that what that means? Let's see. Let me see, bro. All talk, no real business. That's actually funny, bro. Because this is actually probably like the most business year like ever for me. But that's actually funny. CAC in business, actually. I should look this up. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Like I said, I think I already have my own questions, but this is kind of an opportunity for you to be like, all right, this is something I would love to ask somebody like that. And a lot of people don't get that opportunity, so take advantage of it. Customer acquisition cost. Oh yeah, okay. So, what was the question? Let me see. It's horrible these days. Well, I would say if you're getting like really expensive cost per acquisition, try to reduce it. There's a lot of ways to do it. So one way is to get better creatives, make better offers. That's great. Another one is to just test a new acquisition channel, but I don't think that's like the first one you should go for, because I talked to Davey Fogarty and he gave me a really good piece of advice. He said basically, if I were to go back to when I started the Udi, then what I would do is I would just focus all in on meta ads. I wouldn't do any other acquisition channel. And I was like, oh shit. I thought it was funny because it's kind of counterintuitive to what most people say, right? It's like they say, oh, you should be omnipresent. You should be everywhere. But his advice would have been to not do that, even though he did do a lot of omnipresent stuff. So maybe it did help him more than he realizes. But point is, you can go really far with just one sales channel. So yeah, I would say that's another good thing. But my main sales channel right now is obviously Meta, but I think like what everybody should be focusing on outside of Meta is ways to get traffic organically. So there's a lot of ways to do that, but right now, like the best one obviously is short form content. That's the best thing. Also, another one I think undervalued right now that I'm thinking a lot about is SEO. I think a lot of people are not really thinking about SEO, but it's a great way to drive organic traffic. Like, that's great. Let me see. Any general tip to have a better email marketing? Think about your brand more, probably. Like, I think email marketing, you can treat it kind of like how people treat a YouTube channel or how people treat a newsletter or a blog, right? Like, try to make it valuable, try to make it relevant to your customer. I think those are probably good tips. I'm not an email marketer, but I'm not really anything right now. That's why I'm like, when somebody says I've fallen off, I think it's funny because I'm like actually in the best position that I've ever been in. And it's fitting. I do talk a lot. I be yapping, bro, for sure. But funny enough, that's gotten me pretty far. Let's see. Every customer you bring in once will keep coming back every month. That's a great bit. If you can do that in your business, you're chilling. When finding a winning product to build a brand around, aren't consumables always going to be superior? Oh, okay. So that's what it was. Not always, but yeah. If you can actually build a product people really, really fuck with, and it's a consumable and they can come back over and over, ooh, yeah, that's awesome. Because that's almost like building a subscription, like a SaaS tool, that which is like super powerful, right? Because people come back over and over again. It's like sticky. I think that's the proper business term. That's like a sticky business. Um, and yeah, so that's a sticky business. That's super powerful. So I'm definitely always thinking about that. That's why I like the agency model, for example, where you're getting like a consistent retainer every month. It's sticky. That's why software companies are really good because it's sticky. You get income every month. You know, ecom is not so much like that, but you can think of ways to do it, like what you just said. Consumables. That's a good one. Um, Let me see. Actually, I want to see what like uh, types of consumables. Yeah, I was gonna say like there's a lot of different consumable products that are not just food and stuff because that's what I always think of when I think of consumables. But one thing I saw a while ago, I don't remember where I saw this. Actually, I do remember. It was on Helium 10. And I saw on Helium 10 that um the one of the biggest Amazon FBA products is printer paper. And I was just like, what? That's crazy. So, but it makes sense, I guess. I mean, I don't know of any printer paper brands, but that's a sticky business. Like, if you're buying your printer paper from one business, you're probably not going to shop around for other printer papers. You're probably just going to keep buying that same printer paper. So, there's a lot of other interesting consumables. I mean, this is what I love about my channel. Like, I'm learning here. That's why it's, again, I don't want to like keep repeating this, but that's why I think it's funny for somebody to say I've fallen off because I'm literally still learning, bro. I'm like so young, I feel like. And in business, the people that I study, I've been in business in like for like 20 years. I've only been like, I started my first business 7 years ago, which is actually a long time, but it's actually not a long time. So it's just funny. I joined a Chemilab in June and can't recommend it enough. Love you, man. Appreciate that. I'm glad you really like it. I love it so much too. And that's kind of like a bit of a hack that I've discovered is just build something that you would really enjoy. um, I don't think that's good business advice probably, but that's just my advice. Because people I think will tell you that if you're building something you're passionate about, you're gonna get like emotionally attached, and I think there's a very good point there, um, and that you may not reach like a wide audience. Also potentially true, but the pros to building something you're passionate about are that you're gonna have a lot of fun working on it. When you have a lot of fun, you'll go a long way for something, right? So I remember a quote was that I read somewhere was that the person that enjoys the journey will go further than the guy who just wants to get to the destination. And I mean, that was a bar. But yeah, also why I really love making content and talking a lot, even though, you know, again, some people would say that that's not good for business and I should just be working, is that I am working. I mean, when I study some of the greatest people, it feels like they spend a ton of time learning and, obviously delegating. Like, I'm delegating a lot these days and it's great. I think that's why we're making so much progress. But yeah, there's actually nothing, it's actually smart, in my opinion, at least for me, to just talk about all these things a lot because that's how you learned. I mean, back in the like ancient Greece days, right, like the philosophers would go to a forum and literally just talk, bro, for hours, just talk for hours, and that's how they uncovered a lot of different like crazy concepts that are timeless, like that have survived through centuries, which is crazy, right? Like, that's a crazy thing to think about. And now we have the opportunity to connect with the whole world online. I mean, even, 16 people here right now, right? Like, that doesn't sound like a lot. Some people would look at that and say, oh, damn, that's nothing. But if you think about what that actually means. 16 people in a room. Like, that's pretty powerful. You can come up with really crazy ideas. That's why I really like masterminds too. Like the Akemi Lab, I just posted the mastermind that we did last week, and it was a similar group, and it was amazing. Did you use paid ads video, or do you make videos for drop shipping? I don't know what you mean. You inspire me, bro. Thank you. You're welcome, bro. But yeah, let me see here. So, somebody said something. Maybe not, but I'm trying to think of some more questions here. Something that makes sense to ask this guy. Because I know you guys really are into drop shipping and e-com, but this guy's FBA. So I'm trying to think, how can we bridge the gap? And I will ask him a lot of questions on that. But generally, you guys are not so interested in FBA, even though it's powerful. I went to the Alibaba event this weekend, and I saw a lot of Amazon sellers, a lot of people that are actually in Amazon. And it was cool because they're like, Amazon's number one, bro. Like, Amazon's number one. And it's actually true. I don't think about Amazon enough. And even Rob, for example, he'll show us, or we'll talk about it in the podcast. He only does Amazon, and he's exited his business for 30 million just off of Amazon. That's pretty powerful. You don't actually hear so many brands on Shopify necessarily that get bought up that fast, because I think it was only over like a 2-year period. I don't know. We'll ask him. This is why it's going to be fun to interview him. Hello, bro. I follow you since 2019 and now still drop shipping. That's awesome, bro. You're locked in. I think it's good to stick to a business for a long time. Same here. I've been e-commerce since the very beginning, and that's it, I'm just locked in on e-commerce. I really believe in the future of e-commerce. Do you see much of a lift with the Shopify payments button? No, not really. I think the biggest lift, to be honest, that I've seen is just through having better images, just better product images. That alone is like a great lift in conversions. Oh, are you saying lift with Shopify payments enabled? Honestly, I've only ever used Shopify payments. I've never used, actually, I used Stripe once but this was back in the day when like Shopify used Stripe more. I don't even know, bro. But yeah, Shopify payments is good, and PayPal is good. If you can do all of them, great. If you can't, whatever. I would still launch anyways. How do you deal with PayPal bans? Do you start Hong Kong company? Yeah, I mean, no, but you just probably have to start a new company. Yeah. I mean, again, I've been blessed to never have gotten fully banned, which honestly should say something about how I run my business, right? Because if you're doing something really negative, it kind of makes sense that they would ban you. So I'm telling you, as long as you do everything right, and like you do right by your customer, obviously, then you're not going to run into any issues. I've been banned, but never permanently. Like, it's always just like a hold for some time until we can verify, for example, that we've shipped the orders, until we verify that, we're like scaling sustainably, because they do that sometimes. They will, if you scale too fast, they will put a hold on your account 100%. And it sucks. I'm not defending PayPal here, but what I'm saying is you shouldn't run into any issues that are unfixable unless you're doing something that will warrant getting completely fucked like that, basically. So, yeah. Luckily for me, I have been blessed to never have a full permanent ban on PayPal, but I have a lot of accounts. I mean, I basically create a new account for every business I build. I used to just, I got some businesses that use the same one, but not, it gets too complicated accounting wise if you do that. I'm starting a marketing agency, Facebook ads, but not sure about the pricing. It's $2K a month for a client, too low or decent? If you're just getting started, bro, that is not too low. That's like actually kind of expensive even. Not actually, like we charge more than that, of course, but it's because we have a lot of demand for our service and a lot of case studies and like, we're doing some crazy stuff. But I think if you're just like when I started my agency, even though I had a huge audience, right, or not huge, but like a pretty significant audience of e-commerce stores or e-commerce entrepreneurs, I was still charging $1,500 a month. I started at $1,500 a month because, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's really good pricing. But yes, not gonna lie, like as I've progressed, I'm thankful that now we charge more, so we get like customers that are better, and it is much. But you got to work through that. You got to level up. You got to start somewhere. So I would say, yeah, 2K a month is fine. I'm sure a lot of people will take you up on that. But if you want to get some results fast and case studies built up, so you can charge like a little more even, I would just start at 1,500 because that's super competitive pricing. And meta ads are, yeah, and it'll be a lot, like you'll learn a lot too, because that's how I feel about, this is why I really like having an agency. It feels like I'm getting paid to learn more. So that's like pretty cool. Like you're getting paid to test things on a brand. And you learn so much from that, and then it compounds, right? Because then you learn more, you apply that to another brand, whatever you learn, and then that works, and then you go back and forth, and like you're always testing stuff, so it kind of compounds. Yeah, man. How do you deal with PayPal ban, bro? I mean, just do whatever they sell. Like if they permanently banned you, then I would, yeah, you probably have to start a new business, like a new LLC. And yeah, you just got to do that. Start a new LLC and apply, like create a new PayPal account. Yeah. For products targeted towards mothers. Hold on, I lost where I was reading. For products targeted towards mothers, would you recommend heavy on Facebook rather than TikTok? No, not necessarily, but I would just start with one. So I probably would just start with Facebook. But that's not to say that there's not a lot of mothers on TikTok. That is not true at all. There's tons of mothers on TikTok. But Facebook is definitely where I would begin if I had to, unless you want to test on both platforms, but that's going to cost you a lot more money. It could be worth it, but I don't think so. I think it's probably better to just start with Facebook and use TikTok to post organic content. That's a better idea. That's really the move, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like the move is not to just do it's to do a ton of paid media channels, but to do one paid media channel super well and then use the other free channels like to the maximum. I think that's kind of the move, because if you think about that, like it's free to post a TikTok, so why not utilize that? That's why I post a lot of free content, because it does actually brings like attention to my business. It brings value to other business owners that I think will come back to, it will reciprocate in the future. It has already, even though I haven't been doing this for that long. So do the same for your brand. Like I do the same for our brands too, and like for our clients too. Like we're, telling them to do that. A lot of them already do that. So definitely make sure that you're applying all of that, that you're applying some organic TikToks, because it obviously works. You see every personal brand person, like guy out there doing this, every guru doing this, and you can do that same thing for your brand. So I think it's so powerful to do that. And then you mix that with paid media, and it's really powerful. Trust me. So that's what I would do. If I was starting a brand for mothers, I would focus on testing meta ads and then posting organic content on TikTok and reposting that TikTok content onto Instagram. And that's it. And then just, trying that out for like a few weeks. If you're building a brand, then I would stick to it a bit. Okay. Prime versus Liquid Death. Which would you say is a better brand? Better as in what? Because I think Liquid Death is probably better. But Prime is a great case study for the power of product market fit. I've been doing Amazon FBA since 2017. The issue with FBA is it's just slow. It takes months to launch a product and no guarantee it will work. Yeah, that's very true that it's slow and it takes longer. But that's why it's worthwhile if you're building a brand. Like if you're gonna commit to building a brand, and I'm sure that's what Rob will talk about a bit. Again, guys, the reason why I have Rob's Twitter pulled up right here is because I'm interviewing him in a bit for the channel, like a little podcast. And I would love to see some questions from you guys. What do you want to ask him? By the way, I'm Street Fams inside the group. Hey, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to all the ChemiLab people. This is the best. It's my favorite thing ever. And I'm glad that you're enjoying it too, bro. That honestly feels really good. In India, TikTok is banned. That's true, but you can still post. You can still go on TikTok with a VPN. You know, I have team members in India, and I show them TikToks all the time. How would you want someone to have a conversation with your ecom brand if he's trying to sell you a service like SEO to help you? How would you do that, or want the conversation on Facebook and Instagram? That's a good question, bro. You see, that's a great question. And also, it's a great question, and that's a great service, I think, right now. I think SEO, bro, like I would hire an SEO person because I know that it's just something nobody's really thinking about. I mean, the legacy brands are probably thinking about it. But SEO is so powerful, actually. Like if I think about all the people, I mean, for example, Neil Patel, right? Neil Patel is all about SEO, and he does like over 100 million a year. And he makes YouTube videos like all the time. Like he's thinking a lot about SEO though, even though he's utilizing organic traffic from content, he's still really thinking about SEO. I think it's just not what people really care about so much. Everybody wants to make content on TikTok and YouTube and stuff, but SEO is powerful. So I would use that first and foremost. I would say, for example, like, how would I want somebody to approach me? You know, if they tracked, for example, my revenue or something, or maybe if they're like, hey, I see your brand is doing really well, like that's amazing. I think I would love to see if we could, you know, for example, triple your organic reach through articles, and this like will trickle down in the future too. Like it's only going to get better from here, basically, with organic content. Yeah. You know Zach Schubert? I'm appointment setting for him. Yeah, of course I know him. Yep, I know Zach. He has an SEO agency. Yep. I've seen that for sure. I've talked to him. I went on his community and did like a little Q&A. It was fun. How would you want... Oh, wait, I already answered that. I have a streetwear clothing brand. How would you recommend I structure the Facebook ads campaign so that they are more effective? I mean, I would test 5 ad sets at like $10 to $20 a day, maybe 10 ad sets. But first, if you know it's streetwear, 5 is probably good to start. And I would just target streetwear. Streetwear is a great interest. Streetwear fashion or street fashion, that's a good one. Maybe like Supreme or something. Maybe just one would definitely be just like no interest, just broad, no targeting. And then another one would be maybe like, I don't know, Nike or something. And run those at like $10 to $20 a day. That's going to give you all you need, bro. That's going to give you all you need. Run that for a few days. Look at the metrics. And yeah. Oh. Bro, I watched your interview with Oliver B. His organic TikTok strategy is next level with a restricted product. Yep, you're right, bro. His strategy is next level. Oliver's a beast, for sure. And that's just and it's not even just his strategy. It's really Andrew Tate does this. Luke Belmar does this. Everyone's really doing this right now, or at least some of the biggest people. Iman Gadzhi does this. So it works, man. It works to just get people to make content about your brand and create their own theme pages to do that. And yeah, I mean, that's what we're doing too. And when you mix that with paid media, and I'm talking, we do that for e-com. I don't do that too much for my personal brand. I will in the future. I'm just like, this is the only time I can spend really to make content at, with how I do it now. But for brands, oh man, yeah, it goes really, really hard to do that. And also that's another thing that I want to start doing in the Akemi Lab, and is getting creators that actually can make content, because that's a really good way to make money, guys. Like, a lot of you are thinking, for example, of starting an agency. You could just start an organic marketing agency, and you can actually get your first few clients, quote unquote clients, for free. And they're not going to pay you a retainer necessarily, but if you're willing to make content for a product and get like a 20% commission, you're going to learn the skill of viral marketing, and you're going to be able to make money with it risk-free. It's kind of like drop shipping, to be honest, but for a service, because it's risk-free. And then once you get some results, you can offer that to other people. I would do that. I would literally hire you right now. If you're willing to make content for free, I'll give you like a 30% commission on one of my e-com products. For example, if you just make your own page about that product, and make us some sales, that's a pretty fire deal for you and me. So that's what I want to do in the Akemi Lab, because obviously that would be hard to manage through just like DMs and stuff. So I want to get like a little community section for it. But think about that. That's actually pretty powerful. IG, organic, TikTok marketing versus SEO. What would you rate better? Ooh, that's a good question. The thing is, a lot of people are starting to use organic, IG, and TikTok as like a search engine, which is what SEO is. It's search engine optimization. So it's coming up, but I mean, Google's already so established. So I would still probably say just SEO is better, even though that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't do it enough. I'm dumb. I need to be doing more SEO. It's like so clear to me right now, even though it's not very clear to everyone else. That's why it's so powerful, in my opinion, because not a lot of people are thinking about it. Everyone's like getting that shiny object syndrome with TikTok and stuff, and it's great to take advantage of those things, but definitely SEO is something I want to take more advantage of. I'm interested. I'd make content for you. Ooh, well, yeah, hit me up. Hit me up on IG in my DMs if you're interested to make content for me for free in exchange for a commission, like a really good commission that you could actually make a good income on, and you can learn the skill of viral marketing. That's great. How much do you make a month? I don't know, man. I do know, but I don't want to talk about it, and I think that's fair. Like, I've talked about it before on stream, and like, obviously, I've had some great months. I'm doing pretty well. Let's just say that I'm doing well, but I could be doing better. And that's always going to be the case. Even if I'm doing $1 million a month, there's always going to be somebody doing 10 million a month and somebody doing 100 million a month. And I want to get there too. Like, I'm trying to go crazy, right? Like, the game is long, is what I've realized. I've been reading a lot about people like Warren Buffett, for example. And like, it's just crazy to think how long the game really is. I'm 7 years deep in business, for example, and Warren Buffett started when he was like 12. So he was 7 years deep when he was like 19. By the time he was like 30, he was already like almost 2 decades into business. The game is long. I'm 15 and make 5 to 10K a week. Is that good? That's super good, bro. For 15, that's amazing. Good for you, bro. That's honestly so cool. That's what I'm saying. Like, when did you start business? Because that would be like a good question, in my opinion. I think sometimes it's about time in the field. It's not really about age anymore. But yeah, by the way, for everyone that wants to make content and wants to take me up on that offer, just go to my Instagram and message me. I would love to talk about that. At what stage should a brand think about pitching to retail stores? 6, 7, or 8 figure mark? Um, I would say like 8 figure mark probably, but I don't know. I've never done retail stuff, but that's for one store. How do I find other things? I mean, you could launch another store, or you could just double down on that store. Do you also think aggressive elimination is the thing you should be focused on when starting? Focus on one thing without diverting your attention on multiple things slash projects. I do think so. Yeah. I mean that you have to, right? Like you have to at first. You have to do that at first. Um, in terms of like, for example, but I mean, I don't know. I was doing always like two things at once, to be honest, which is not smart, I think, but you're not going to go as far, but you reduce risk. Everything is like a risk. Everything, you have to think of everything as risk management, to be honest, because that's all really it is. If you just focus on one thing, you're all in, you can go really far, but there's a lot of risk to that. So personally, I'm not super risk averse. Like, I mean, I own like Bitcoin, for example. I really like Bitcoin. I'm not super risk averse, but I don't know. I've always, for example, had a girlfriend when, in entrepreneurship. So I've always been thinking about like, how do I keep us safe? Right. So I'm always doing multiple things because it's just putting all your eggs in, not putting all your eggs in one basket. So for example, when I was first starting my dropshipping business, I wasn't like, even while I was making money, I was doing maybe like 10K a month, and I still had a job. I still had like another side job that I was doing because I had just started making that money. So it's like, it didn't feel safe, right? Like you don't feel safe. At least I didn't, right? Some people may if they're more risk averse, but I'm like probably like above average risk aversion, or below average risk aversion. Like I'm not super risk averse, but I do have that side of me. So that's why I think that's that's kind of how I feel about that. Yeah, focus all in to really like give that business its best shot. I think that's more what it kind of boils down to. But yeah, aggressive elimination is a good. The way I think about that is like the 80-20 rule, is like thinking about what's the 20% of things that are going to bring the most results. Everything else can kind of be eliminated. So I actually think that's a really good concept you're mentioning. I think that's powerful. Just trying to focus on, yeah, I think Hormozy does that too. He's just like, okay, well, focus on like booking people, booking appointments, and that's it until you're at like X amount. I think that's really fire advice. How did I get my first profit? My first profit was on eBay. I just sold something on eBay. Like back in the day, I got something from, first it was like thrift stores, then it was AliExpress. And then once I did a little bit of profit doing that, then I started another store on Shopify. Lost a little bit of money at first, but then I picked it back up and started making some profits. I've been using the Facebook ad strategy you posted 3 years ago ever since, and still going strong. I recommend everyone to go back to that video. Dude, I'm telling you, the strategy hasn't changed much. The only thing that has changed is, honestly, not much. It's just that now, like, Facebook is more powerful, so broad audiences can are working better and better. But that's really all it is. What does your investment portfolio mostly consist of? Um, I mean, it's mostly like right now is some semiconductor companies, Tesla. I like Tesla. Uh, Alibaba. I have Google, Microsoft. But honestly, I've been thinking a little bit about just like, oh, I also have a lot of Bitcoin, or a decent amount of Bitcoin. But what I would say is I've been really trying to think about, I think I might be switching up my investment strategy a little bit. I'm still trying to like invest in stocks, but I really want to find things that earn dividends more, because I really like the idea of buying income. So I'm really looking into that right now. So for example, there's a stock called, it's an ETF called VOO. It's kind of like SPY, which has like a ton of like great tech companies, but they actually give out a really decent dividend. So I really like that. That's why I also like Microsoft, because they paid a decent dividend. Apple. So I'm going to start buying more dividend stocks, to be honest. Um, and just trying to buy more income and then a bit of Bitcoin, because I really like Bitcoin. What is your private Discord community about? What's the goal with that? It's basically just about it's just about data, bro. It's just about data and research. The idea behind it was that I noticed Harvard, the university, obviously it's very prestigious. I noticed that they make a lot of money through selling their research. So they sell like $300 million a year of business research to companies. So I realized, damn, research, like information, is the most invaluable thing in the world. That's basically what I realized. So it's like, I want to hire, like I do a lot of research myself, but I want to hire people that can also do more research and build a community around that. Like kind of like build a community on top of a ton of research. That's like in a way, that's kind of what a university is, if you think about it. It's a community around a bunch of research and people teaching that research and talking about it. So yeah, that's kind of the premise behind it. It's mainly around e-commerce. So, a lot of the research is e-commerce related, but we talk a lot about agency stuff. Like, we really do talk a lot about agency stuff because I obviously have an agency and a lot of other people do too. And then there's just courses like, TikTok ads, meta ads courses, product criteria. I did an interview with Davey Fogarty. That was really great for the community. Yeah, man. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I would check it out. I use it myself a lot. And yeah, but I gotta go. You guys didn't give me any questions for Rob, but I already have some good ones, so that's the good thing. But Rob is a beast, and you should definitely check him out. I'm gonna be doing an interview with him in a little bit. It's gonna be lit. But yeah, thank you guys for joining.